somebody doesn't want to hear
red signal has to come. ఇది పెట్టాలి ప్రభుజీ. ఎక్కడ పెట్టండి? రైట్ లెఫ్ట్? ఇక్కడ ఇటు లెఫ్ట్ సైడ్ ఇటు.
So last time we came here, I think 1 year back, right? Or more than 1 year back. Yeah?
Ono Mataji's class.
Yes, last time it was Nirupam Mataji's class. No, Nirupam Mataji. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Oh Ranga, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Bolo Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jai Jai Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jai Jai Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Shri 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 Radha Madan Mohan Bhagwan की जय श्री राधा गोपी वल्लभ की जय श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा माई की जय निताय गौरंग भगवान की जय निताय गौर हरि प्रेमानंद हरि हरि ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरो वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्री राधा कृष्ण भगवान् सहगना ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं
नमस्कृत्यं
नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भगवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवती नैष्टिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपः कुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। नमः पंकजनाभाय नमः पंकजमालिने नमः पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांग्रे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरत्विषे नमः। नमो ब्राह्मण्याय देवाय गौ ब्राह्मणाहिताय च जगद्धिताय कृष्णाय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। नमः ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयति कृपातमं वन्दे श्री गुरु दिनतारिणं श्री परमानंद माधव श्री चैतन्य ईश्वर। ओम पवित्रो सर्वावस्थं गतोऽपि वा यत्स्मरेत् पुण्डरीकाक्षं सभ्यभ्यन्तरं शुचे। श्री विष्णु चेतोदर्पणमर्जनं भवमहाद्वारनिर्वापनं श्रेयकैवल्यत्रिकान्तरणं
विद्यावधूजीवनम् आनन्दाबुधिवर्धनं प्रतिपदं पूर्णामृतस्वादनं सर्वात्मसाधनं परमविजयते श्रीकृष्ण संकीर्तनं नामकारि बहुधान्य सर्वशक्ति तदात्मिका नियमिता स्मरणेन काला एतादृशी तव कृपा भगवान् माति दुर्दैवमेन्द्रियमिह जानिनुराग तृणादपि सुनिचया करोमि सहिष्णुना अमानीयमाननेन कीर्तनेन सदा नगरं नयनं सुन्दरीं कवितां वा जगदीशकामे मम जन्मनीश्वरे भवता भक्तिरमैति त्वयि कृपया तव पादपङ्कजसदनं विचिन्तया नयनं कलशुधारया वदनं गद्गदरुधारया वरदैर्नितं वपुकदा तव नाम ग्रहणे भविष्यति युगायितं निमिषेण चक्षुषा व्यवसायितं शून्यायितं जगत्सर्वं भोगे गोविन्दानिरये नमे आशिष्यवापादरतं विनस्मात् आदर्शनान्तर्महतां करोतु वा यथा तथा भागवतो मात्राणास्तु वेवना हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
Hare Krishna. Oh, Surendra Prabhu. Here Mundu and Prabhu. Place is there.
Thank you, bro.
So, we all met here 1 year back. And Nirupama Mataji and Puna Mataji had given lecture here. So, how many remember what was the most important thing discussed here, or what is the most important thing that happened here last year? Huh? Shobha Kumari Mataji, you have something to say?
Raju Prabhu.
So how many remember what was the what do you remember from last year's class that happened here? I remember one thing. Anybody can remember?
Both the Mataji spoke very well.
Both the Mataji spoke very well. Politically correct.
Prabhuji, really, Prabhuji?
You're right.
Politically, why politically?
Hare Krishna. Let us thank Raju Prabhu and Shirsha Mataji for organizing this satsang with real loud. Very young couple, small children, many challenges, but still they are organizing satsang after satsang. And Prabhuji liked this flat so much after satsang, he bought this flat only.
The hall is so
Very well. The hall is so nice. I told him this is perfect. It's like a devotee flat. The first thing that we see inside is hall कितना बड़ा है?
सत्संग कर सकते हैं क्या?
Yeah, सत्संग कर सकते हैं क्या? कितने लोगों को बैठा सकते हैं यहाँ पे? 1 tile 4 people. So how many tiles? 250. Yes. Very well.
with social distance.
Huh?
With social distance.
With social distance. Whatever it means. So what do you remember from the last class? Haribol, quickly. I remember one thing. Mataji made curry puffs.
Very good.
Is that right, Mataji? Yes, see, I remember very good things. Today also made Haribol! My intention was not that well. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So nice. So nice to meet again and अंतकाले च मामेव स्मरन् मुक्त्वा कलेवरम् यः प्रयाति समद्भावम् याति नास्ति अत्र संशयः. And whoever at the end of his life quits his body, remembering me alone, at once attains my nature. Of this there is no doubt. Translation purport by Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. 8.6 Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajyati ante kalevaram tam tam evaiti kaunteya sada tad bhava bhavita. Whatever state of being one remembers when he quits his body, O son of Kunti,
that state, he will attain without fail. This also we discussed. Go to the next one. 8.7. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara yudhya cha mam anusmara yudhya cha mai arpita manobuddhi mam evaishyasi asamshaya Therefore, Arjuna, you should think of me in the form of Krishna and at the same time carry out your prescribed duty of fighting. With your activities dedicated to me and your mind and intelligence fixed on me, you will attain me without doubt. Hari Bol. Yes. Purport. This instruction to Arjuna is very important for all men engaged in mental activities. How many people are engaged here in mental activities? So this is the most important instruction for us. The Lord does not say that one should give up his prescribed duties or engagements. One can continue them and at the same time think of Krishna by chanting Hare Krishna. This will free one from material contamination and engage the mind and intelligence in Krishna. By chanting Krishna's names, one will be transferred to the supreme planet Krishna Loka without a doubt. So Prabhupada's promise. The jackpot verse, we can frame it. Jackpot purport also. All Prabhupada is saying is do your material duty. So performance appraisals are important. Work hard. Boss has to be pleased. That all has to be done. We have to buy jewelry for our wives. We should buy nice house for our family. Take care of everything. Right? Keep children happy. Keep your husbands happy. Keep everybody happy. But don't forget to chant Hare Krishna. Chant Hare Krishna. Chant 16 rounds minimum. Minimum 16 rounds. If anybody is in 15, you are stuck. So come out of that situation. Immediately convert that into 16. Minimum 16. So Prabhupada is clearly saying one will free one from material contamination and engage the mind and intelligence in Krishna. Krishna will give the intelligence. Once we chant what we have committed to our Guru, automatically the intelligence will come. Right? Intelligence is given by Krishna. Which is the verse which says intelligence is given by Krishna? Bhakta Smriti Jnanam Abhavan. Yes, he gives the intelligence. Right? And there is another verse also where Krishna says, you do your part, I will take care of the rest. What is that verse? I will give you the intelligence to come to me. And I am forgetting the verse. See? Lost my intelligence. But anyway, it's a very famous verse. What is that verse? Huh? No, not that verse. I'm saying in another verse Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that you do your part and I will accept whatever you lack and I will give you the Ananyascintayanto mam yejana parihate tesham yatati uttanam yogasyamam. Yes. So he is giving all, offer after offer. Krishna is giving offer. All we have to do is chant Hare Krishna. Right? How many have material difficulties? You have material difficulties. It's a good thing. So that is a good reason to chant more Hare Krishna. Isn't it? Whenever you get more material difficulties, you can chant more Hare Krishna. How many have relationship problems here? Torturing relationships. Pathetic life. So then you should go for 32 rounds. So that is the reason. Why do you think Krishna gave you such relationship? Why do you think your spouse is unique? Unique is a good word, respectful word. Why do you think your wife is unique? Your husband is unique? Because you can chant more. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Ram. అర్థం చేసుకోదు. హరే కృష్ణ ఎప్పుడు ఎప్పుడు సాగు వస్తుందో నాకు కాదు వారికి. Whatever. Right? So another reason to chant Hare Krishna, more chant Hare Krishna. Right? Just before coming to this place, I had visited my relatives after a long time. After a long time I visited my relatives. So my mom insisted, you have to come there. I know what is going to happen there. My cousin, he's a famous dentist. So he bought a big villa somewhere in Sun City. Udayanand Prabhu's territory.
He's here.
Oh, he's not here, okay. Yeah, so he's territory. Oh, he's inside. Yes. Yeah, so in that area I went there. So 3 floors of Jashn was going on when I went. Old people are drinking in ground floor. Middle people are drinking in first floor. Younger generation are drinking in second floor. And I am entering that place. Hari Bol. So obviously, some people have a target. Durkindu. So one fellow wanted to nicely give me my piece of Trinada Pisulitena. So he called me and he said, "Hey, it seems you left working. I don't know what you're doing. Put that to. So he was expecting me to give a reply, like, I didn't give like that. I wanted to fuel his happiness. నిజంగానే ఏం చేయట్లేదు, పాలు పిండుతున్నా. అరే అమెరికాలో బతుకొచ్చి ఏంద్రా పాలు పిండుతున్నారు, మూత్రం కూడా ఎత్తుతున్నా.
కృష్ణ
అరే ఏంద్రా అట్లా అంటున్నావు, పేడ కూడా ఎత్తుతున్నా. So he didn't understand. He wanted to take the conversation in different direction. I took it in his direction only. Then my other mama came to my rescue. He's rescued. Hey, వాడు అట్లే అంటున్నాడు, అన్ని చేస్తున్నాడు, సంపాదిస్తున్నాడు, తిరుగుతున్నాడు. ఏంద్రా అట్లా చెప్తే మంచిగా. So for a devotee, or when you try to become a devotee, you don't feel it. Nobody can, touch you. Nobody can. Kitna insult kya insult karo? Every morning my mind insults me so much. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, take a broom and beat your mind every day. Isn't it? How much are we internally humiliated than externally? Tell me. In devotional life, when we are chanting, how many agree that we are internally thoroughly humiliated by our own mind? Huh? Sometimes I feel shameful to come outside and face people when I think about what my mind keeps telling me. Such a dirty mind is sitting inside. Who can humiliate us more than that mind itself? Kya karega? What can you say? What more can you say? Right? But mind is our biggest problem. And Krishna is saying, fix that mind on me. That's all Prabhupada is saying. Fix that mind on me. Hare Krishna. Chant Hare Krishna mantra. Fix that mind on me. So that for sure you will go back to Krishna without a doubt. Without a doubt. Right? We all want to go back to Krishna. And these last 3 verses in 8th chapter are telling us the way to go back to Krishna. And we should be so grateful to Srila Prabhupada that he has so beautifully established the process by which we can go back to Krishna. Simple process. Chant Hare Krishna and be happy. Right? Chant Hare Krishna and be happy. Be happy means what? Doesn't mean that we will not have problems. It only means that we will not be touched by those problems. We will not take those problems seriously. Isn't it? Prabhupada many times he cried during the lecture. Sometimes when he spoke about his own, the way in which he was pulled by his guru, to come and fully surrender, and he even cried. Krishna takes away everything. Prabhupada says that Krishna takes away everything. When he becomes happy with you, he gives you so much and he takes away everything. What does he give? Service. More and more service. And Krishna's service is so intoxicating and so filled with happiness that you don't even see what is going away. It just goes away, drifts away in front of you. Materialistic people will feel so miserable when things are going away. But a Krishna conscious devotee, he's not even thinking about it. I'm so happy. Krishna is giving service. More service, more service. Somebody, hey, Bhagale kya? Look at your life, what is going on? Prabhuji, 200 books went. Are nene cheptunna nuve cheptunnavu. Are Prabhuji, wow, that opportunity is very nice. He is completely in a madman state. So two people can be happy in this life. Either a mad fellow or a Krishna conscious devotee. Both of them will definitely be happy because they are always thinking about different state altogether, isn't it? Yeah. So if you are getting more and more service means, that means Krishna is happy with our service. That's an indication. Getting more and more service. Yesterday I was just not telling to Akinchan Prabhu that Bhagwan Prabhu, I met him day before yesterday, and he was so much glorifying Akinchan Prabhu. He was continuously. Yes, he was saying Prabhuji is so much supporting Prabhuji. Don't even tell me, he's coming in the morning, stays till 11 o'clock, gets all the inviting guests, book distribution, so many activities, even Mahalingamaya Prabhu, Hari Bol.
Hari Bol. More than that, he goes home and then he gives another session.
He comes back to his house and gives another session, back to back. Hari Bol. It's amazing. Akinchan Prabhu ki Jai. Yes. See, that is how Krishna is reciprocating. I was thinking, Hare Krishna. How can somebody get so much service? And Prabhuji even goes to Metpalli, serves Narahari Prabhu, yes. And he encourages so many people, to come towards devotion. He is actually senior to me. He is sitting there and he is humbly, Yes, I know that. That is humility. When we asked Giriraj Prabhu to give a class last week, he was in no situation to give a class because somebody expired, he was running around. But he showed us how to give a class. But he showed us, I was meditating on it. What did Prabhuji do that he touched my heart? So I was thinking, what did he do? He showed us how to give a class. How to give a class? He simply took the right Ashtakam on the screen and he showed, here is a class. So anybody in ISKCON society can give a class. That's what Prabhuji showed. You can just read what is already given. You don't have to manufacture anything, isn't it? And the verses were so nice, the translation was so nice, it just went inside. Hare Krishna, Nityanand Prabhu is an ocean of mercy, and through him we all will get delivered. Right? What can we sit here and manufacture? Can we manufacture something better than what is already given? No. So we can learn that from Giriraj Prabhu. I learned it, that when I am not ready for a class, I should just read what is given. That is the best thing to do. Otherwise I will create some khichdi and it will be burnt. Burnt khichdi. Hare Krishna. So, Gaur Purnima is coming, 20th of March. And we are all celebrating it in VSK. It's a Sunday. It's a Sunday. What more can Gauranga Mahaprabhu do? He planned it 532 years ago that this Gaur Purnima should be on Sunday. He did everything. Right? All the planning is done. All you have to come and sit. And schedule would be, just give me tentative schedule. By 10 o'clock finish all your rounds. When you want to do 16 or 32 or 64, whatever it is. By 10 o'clock finish your rounds. Right? And we'll arrange for a cook for cooking for people who can't fast. But whoever can fast will fast. We'll have fruits there. And I humbly request our amazing 6 devotees who are preaching here to take the first 6 classes. Half an hour each on each verse of Shastri. Right? We can start with Giriraj Prabhu on the first verse, Praveen Prabhu on the second verse, Subra Prabhu on the third verse, Akinchan Prabhu on the fourth verse. Right? And where is Aditya Santosh Aditya Prabhu on the 5th verse, 6th verse by Mahesh Prabhu, 7th verse by Lalit Mohan Prabhu. Please. Yes? And 8th verse by Shamada Prabhu. Udayanand Prabhu. Yes, Udayanand Prabhu. Am I missing somebody in between? Did I go really fast? I think we are finishing 8 verses. Then Lalit Mohan Prabhu, can I request you to give the conclusion of all the 8 verses together? Yeah? So we'll have half an hour classes. We'll finish one by one verse. How about it? Is it nice?
Yes.
Yes, we will remember all the prayers and teachings. And we will learn and come, so we can give everything. There's so many glorious sannyasis who have spoken on these verses. We don't need to manufacture anything. We just have to repeat their words and assimilate them and share it with everybody. Right? And after everybody has spoken, we can go and do nice Sankirtan. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came here to start Sankirtan. We'll do Sankirtan in Budimiyal village. You all will go and nicely do Sankirtan in the evening. We'll do Abhishekam of Gaurnitai that day. If there is a little time, I will also share something. But here is the plan.
It's a Saturday, Prabhu, 20th.
28th.
28th?
Yeah.
Oh, Sunday.
28th March is Sunday.
Oh, right. Yesterday's morning.
Yeah? Very good. Yeah. So I will send the schedule once again. So you all can please, humbly request, please,
But we have morning session.
Yeah, you can call your respective, devotees who are under you, whom you are training, to VSK. That day you can call. And if you can come up with that number in the next 2 weeks or so, then we can arrange for evening feast for all of them. You can get it nicely prepared and you can do that. Just plan it out. That way, we'll also do Go Puja together on that day, afternoon after the sessions. I think if we start at 10 o'clock, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. That is 5 hours. 5 hours divided by 2 is almost 10 sessions. Half an hour, 8 sessions. Plus 2 sessions, probably you will take one. Maybe I will conclude a little more and done. Right? Is that okay? Everybody is fine with this? No, dull, nothing. Hare Krishna. Yes. So that's our Gaur Purnima plan. I was just saying, right, I just went somewhere and I came here. As soon as I entered, literally tears rolled in my eyes. I was feeling how fortunate am I? Right? I am coming from a place that they are not Krishna conscious. Unfortunately, they are not Krishna conscious. But if I would have spent my life with them, who would have prayed for me at my time of death? Nobody would have prayed for me. But now I have so many. At least one will pray for me, na? Okay. Lift your hand, who will pray? Here it is. One person is enough. That's all we need, right? At the time of death, somebody comes and prays, Krishna, he has this person, whatever he has bad, good, but I pray for him that please take him back. He's been struggling around for too long, flickering around for too long. Do something, iska kuch karo. Right? Then Krishna will say, okay, done. Krishna will look at Radharani, kya bolti ho? I have been telling for such a long time, take that fellow. Radharani's parampara, mercy, mercy, mercy. Hare Krishna. Yes, additional explanations. Thinking of Krishna always engages one's mind and intelligence. Right? We should engage our mind and intelligence, both of them, in Krishna's service. Arjuna might consider thinking of Krishna is easier and better than fighting, but Krishna immediately told him to do his duty of fighting while thinking of Krishna. Right? We are not renunciates who want to sit down in our house and say, I'm done with my life. A lot of people misinterpret that. A lot of people who come to Satsang, they think that, oh yeah, abhi kya kuch kaam nahi karna, jaake baith ke Chaitanya Charitamrita padhenge, nahi to baith ke Bhagavatam padhenge. It's not possible. Krishna will not allow you to access him unless and until we serve. And the best thing is service devotees. Right? Service to Krishna is one level, service to Krishna's devotee is the highest level. Like I was just saying, Akjit Prabhu and Malinu, you are serving a devotee. Right? It's a great service. Balwant Prabhu is amazing devotee. Devotee who is, internally very deep in his consciousness. And if you're pleasing him, means khatam. Ho gaya khatam. He will take care of the remaining. Like that. Yeah. So you should do that. Devotion is not about rejecting the outer world, but about offering the inner world. What a statement. Tell me, who can write the statements in ISKCON? His Grace Chaitanya Charan Prabhu. So the statements are from his lecture only. So I'll repeat it. Repeat after me. Devotion is not about rejecting the outer world, but about offering the inner world. Right? Whatever good that you're experiencing about Krishna, when you offer it to others, that's devotion. Right? If you go and start finding faults in others, if you go and start seeing bad things in others, ye log aise, ye log non-devotee hai, then that is not devotion. But when you use your devotion to see good in them, or bring others closer to Krishna in service, that is devotion. Right? So yes, Hare Krishna. Lilananda. parents are coming from that place only. I just told. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Yeah. The mind is sankalpatmaka, meaning that it can concentrate on a particular motivation and can also oscillate. Buddhi means intelligence and Vyavasayatmika means that which is resolute. By cultivating the practice of Krishna consciousness, we have to make him the purpose of our daily activities. This ensures that we think about Krishna always, even at the time of quitting life. Right? So thinking about Krishna. Prabhupada made it very simple. Bhakti means remembering Krishna. Remembering Krishna. Right? So we can easily remember Krishna. Is it easy to remember Krishna? Is it possible to easily remember Krishna? Very difficult to remember Krishna. Right? Extremely difficult to remember Krishna. But if you are with devotees, they will make sure that you remember Krishna. Right? That is the advantage of being with devotees. Hari Bol. Yes. My son, Parth was telling today that we will shift to green grace. Yes, shift to green grace.
I am also getting a thought.
You are also getting a thought? Yes. We will make it God's grace. We should shift to green grace.
A lot of kids to play.
Yeah, that's the whole point. Yeah, especially Bala is there.
Yes.
So, but at least I like that, one thing that he told, that he likes being with devotees, that's what he told. And yesterday night he was telling me that, Nana, ISKCON is a hidden treasure that not many people know.
For that,
He knows how to flatter me.
for that,
Change.
for that at least you should move, Prabhu.
Huh?
For that at least you should move.
Yes.
Yes, that's what I was thinking, When he was saying, one thing I like about ISKCON devotees is they are so kind to everybody, he was telling. Wow, I said, good things. He got what he wanted after that. But still, just those statements pleased me so much. My son is a pure devotee. Like that. Nobody there. But it's a good thing, it's a good thing. Ena kena? Yes. Just be around devotees, be with devotees, pray with devotees, stay with devotees, play with devotees. Let they be your entire life. Isn't it? Nana? Look at the crowd here. Look at the crowd there. There is material world, this spiritual world. Hari Bol. Yes. This is a very important verse. 88. Abhyasa yoga yuktena Chetasānanya gamina Paramam Purusham Divyam Yati Parthanu Chintayan. Translation. He who meditates on me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, his mind constantly engaged in remembering me, undeviated from the path, he, O Partha, is sure to reach me. What a chapter, right? Everything is giving direct entry. All we have to do is what? You meditates on me. Are we meditating on Krishna? Yes. Every morning we are trying to meditate on Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Yes, we are trying to meditate. As the Supreme Personality of Godhead, are we meditating on Krishna that is one among the Devatas? Are we meditating on Krishna with a doubt whether he is Krishna, whether he is Supreme Person or not? Whether or not we are 100% convinced, are we trying to repeat what Prabhupada told, that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Yes. Right? So second thing also taken care. So first is, he was meditating on me, we are trying to, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, yes, we are on the same page. His mind constantly engaged in remembering me, yes, we are remembering him. We are remembering him for everything. Undeviated from the path. Undeviated from the path. We are not deviating. whatever happens, satsang should not stop. Whatever happens. Our service should not stop. Other day I was in Tirupati and Revati Raman Prabhu was giving a class. And beautifully concluded the class saying that Revati Raman Prabhu is the temple president of ISKCON Tirupati. He told, whatever happens in life, service should not stop. You heard that? Who heard that? Some of
He
you.
was there in Mettupalli, right, last week?
No, he was not. There is another brahmachari who was there. You heard that, Bhagavad? Yes. At the end he was telling, yeah, Prabhuji is sitting in the front. He told, whatever happens, should not stop the service. That is the reason devotees actually land up in good leadership positions. The leader is somebody who doesn't give up. Whatever happens, he keeps going. And Revati Raman Prabhu is one of the instrumental leaders who has actually constructed that huge temple. Many people can sit and find faults in him. If somebody is trying to find faults in him, means he has done something worthwhile. Isn't it? If he has not done anything worthwhile, what is there to find a fault in him? Huh? So he has done it. He has given Prabhupada a gift in the form of a beautiful temple at the lotus feet of Seshachalam hills, right at the entry of Alpiri, that very place. A beautiful temple, Radha Govinda and Ashtasakis. His life is perfected. But do you think that happened without struggles? Absolute struggles. Do you think the struggles are over? They are only growing. Prabhuji, then why are we practicing? Why are we practicing? Well, simple. You want to face growing troubles in material life or you want to face growing troubles in spiritual life? You decide. Right? So Prabhuji said beautifully, he said that whatever happens, we should not stop our service. And ISKCON Tirupati is unique thing is they built the entire temple by book distribution. Every brick came from book distribution. Devotees poured their sweat and blood running around and distributing books and collecting one rupee to bring that money there, and they built a beautiful temple. How many of you feel it's one of the best temples of ISKCON? Hari Bol, yes. I go to ISKCON sometime, like once what happened, we went to Tirupati after we came back from US and we did not get the darshan of Balaji because apparently it was Vaikuntha Ekadashi next day and we didn't get the darshan. But when we were getting down, my wife told, we will take darshan of Radha Govinda. I said, yes, that is right. Krishna is more mercifully giving the darshan below also. He is giving up also, he is giving below also. So yes, we didn't miss anything, right? So we went there, we took the darshan, and how nicely all the devotees, so many brahmacharis. The devotee care system in the temple is very good. I was sitting there when devotee came in, told, you are from Hyderabad. After the lecture, I would like to take you around the temple. It was so nice. An elderly devotee came and spoke. And there was one more devotee. He spoke to me last time. First time I went there, he was asking, so how is your Krishna Consciousness? Do you have deities at home? So I showed my deities. At that time we did not have Radha Krishna. We had Jagannath Baldev Subhadra. So I showed Jagannath Baldev Subhadra. So I looked at the deities. And he said, why is the Sudarshan Chakra below? Sudarshan Chakra should not be below, Prabhu. It is the part of Lord Krishna's body. So it should be right at the same level as Krishna. So immediately I went home and I kept it up. So I met the devotee this time. After 5 years, brahmachari. So I forgot his name, it's there. Anyway, forgot his name. So I looked at him and he looked at me. We said we spoke to each other. Then I remembered, yeah, you were the one who moved the Sudarshan up. Then he was like, I think I told you that. Anyway, so devotees are so sweet. He helped me understand something which is good. We all do that with each other. So when somebody comes to our Satsang also, we should remember how to take care of devotees. We invented a word called DCS, Devotee Care Servant. Do you know it is going to be used worldwide? Rajasham Prabhu is pushing it everywhere. DCS. Like really? The other day I was telling, I like the word Devotee Care Servant. Earlier I used to tell leader. That is not nice. Devotee care should be a servant only. His mood is like that. Prabhuji's mood is like that. And his guru's mood is like that. Entire ISKCON society's mood is like that. So the moment you put something which is humbling, that thing is more attractive. Right? Hare Krishna, I was so happy what you were saying. Yeah. So, he who meditates on me as a Supreme Person of Godhead, which we are doing, as a Supreme Person of Godhead, and his mind constantly engaged in remembering me, we are trying to remember, undeviated from the path, yes, we are not leaving this path. O Partha is sure to reach me. So, are we all going back?
Yes.
How many have a doubt that we will not? Probably like, what did he ask? How many are sure that you will? That also you are not confident. Prabhuji and Mataji's, you are not lifting the hand because you think you can. But just think that, will Krishna take me? Is Krishna the most merciful? Then you will automatically lift your hand. Yes, he will take me. Kyun nahi leke jaya? Arey, Putana he has taken. Somebody would try to kill him. Right? Somebody would try to kill him with poison. Somebody who ate babies of that age. Such a brutal lady. And her Krishna took, to the spiritual world. Pundarik Vidyanidhi, one of the great devotees, he was told about this verse. Gadadhar Pandit went to see him. And Pundarik Vidyanidhi was decorating himself with gold and nice clothes, and there are women in his house and there are dasis and everything is nicely decorated, and Gadadhar Pandit is looking, what kind of a person is he? And why am I sent here to meet him? He looks to be a rasika, like somebody who enjoys material life, full jewels and clothes and this and that, and all of a sudden, one person chanted this verse from Bhagavatam which says, Krishna delivered Putra who came to eat babies and tried to kill him. How merciful is Krishna? Like that the verse was chanted. Immediately Pundarik Vidyanidhi threw the jewelry, threw all the things around him. He started dancing and crawling on the ground, and he became like a mad fellow. Mukundadatta. He is the one who chanted that verse. Haribol. And then Gadadhar Pandit looked at him. He said, what kind of a devotee is he? How wrongly I judged him. Who is Gadadhar Pandit? Srimati Radharani. And who is Pundarik Vidyanidhi? Her father Vishwanu, who is appearing again. Right? He looked at him, and immediately Gadadhar Pandit went to Navadvip. He went and told Gauranga Mahaprabhu, I want to get initiated by Pundarik Vidyanidhi. What do you say? Gauranga Mahaprabhu was so happy. Yes! That is the right thing you have decided to do. Take initiation from Pundarik Vidyanidhi. Right? So, devotees get ecstatic when they hear about Krishna's pastimes. Right? But please focus. In this verse, Lord Krishna stresses the importance of remembering him. One's memory of Krishna is revived by chanting the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna. By this practice of chanting and hearing the sound vibration of the Supreme Lord, one's ear, tongue and mind are engaged. This mystic meditation is very easy to practice. Look at the Prabhupada statement. This mystic meditation is very easy to practice. Because yes, this mystic meditation is very easy to practice. Why do you think Prabhupada is writing such a statement called mystic meditation easy to practice? Because there in the West at that time, people were behind mystic things. Right? So Prabhupada added a line that don't need to run here and there. This is the ultimate. This mystic meditation is very easy to practice. It helps one attain the Supreme Lord. Purusham means enjoyer. Although living entities belong to the marginal energy of the Supreme Lord, they are in material contamination. They think themselves enjoyers, but they are not the Supreme Enjoyer. Here it is clearly stated that the Supreme Enjoyer is the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his different manifestations and plenary expansions as Narayana, Vasudeva, etc. The devotee can constantly think of the object of worship, the Supreme Lord, in any of his features, Narayana, Krishna, Rama, etc., by chanting Hare Krishna. So this very, very clearly clarifies that Prabhupada never undermined or underestimated the different avatars, Supreme Lord. Because a lot of people have that misconception. ISKCON means Krishna only. No. Very clearly Prabhupada is saying, you can meditate on Varahadev also. You can meditate on Nrsimha also, Matsya Avatar also, Parashurama also, no problem. They are all avatars of the Supreme Lord, right? Okay. So again, the devotee can constantly think of the object of worship, the Supreme Lord, in any of his features, Narayana, Krishna, Rama, etc., by chanting Hare Krishna. This practice will purify him, and at the end of his life, due to his constant chanting, he will be remembered. He will be transferred to the kingdom of God. Yoga practice is meditation on the super soul within. Similarly, by chanting Hare Krishna, one fixes his mind always on the Supreme Lord. The mind is fickle, and therefore it is necessary to engage the mind by force to think of Krishna. One example often given is that of the caterpillar that thinks of becoming a butterfly and so is transformed into a butterfly in the same life. Similarly, if we constantly think of Krishna, it is certain that at the end of our lives we shall have the same bodily constitution as Krishna. So beautifully Prabhupada explained. Yes. Krishna will now tell Arjuna different ways of remembering him in the next shlokas. So, one, Prabhupada, Krishna is first telling what is the way to go back to him? Remembering him and chanting Hare Krishna. But how to remember him? Krishna is going to tell now. Okay? So, remembering Krishna by Yoga Mishra Bhakti. This is 8.9 to 8.13. Kavim Puranam Anushasitaram Anor Aniyasam Anusmaredya Anor Aniyamsham Anusmaredya Sarvasya Dhataram Achintya Rupam Aditya Varnam Tamasha Parasya Aditya Varnam Tamasha Parastat. One should meditate upon the Supreme Person as the one who knows everything. And he who is the oldest, who is the controller, who is the smaller than the smallest, who is the maintainer of everything, who is beyond all material conception, who is inconceivable, and who is always a person. He is luminous like the sun, and he is transcendental beyond this material nature. Such a beautiful verse. Krishna is beautifully explaining how you should remember him. What should be your thought process when you are remembering Krishna? Right? Yes, Krishna is Shama Sundara. He is the most beautiful, standing in free bending form and attracts the cupids, attracts Radharani, and Radharani attracts him, and all the gopis are attracted to Krishna, all the gopas are attracted to Krishna, calves are attracted to Krishna, cows are attracted to Krishna, everybody is attracted to Krishna. Akarshayati iti Krishna. At the same time, you should not forget the tattva of Krishna. What is the tattva of Krishna? This verse explains what is the tattva of Krishna, full understanding of Krishna. What is that? He who knows everything. When you are thinking about Krishna, you should not think, Krishna, Nike Nasuna, Jeetal Enarsunado. Do you know what all is happening in my life, Krishna? No, he knows more than you. Right? So when you meditate on Krishna, you know everything. You know everything. There is no reason for me to give an explanation. Right? You cannot fake bhakti in front of Krishna. One person tried to do that. He is a Delhi businessman. He gave up all his property. He gave all his property to his sons. He distributed this 3-bedroom flat, tera. 4-bedroom villa, tera. This factory, tera. Pura tera. Krishna ko kuch nahi. Then he wore an old dress like a beggar. And he came to Vrindavan. Oh, I don't have anything. Krishna, take care of me. Was he cheating or what was he doing? Cheater, na? Pakka first class cheater. What he should have done? He should have given little whatever is necessary for his children, sold all the property and give it to Krishna and Vrindavan. Then he is doing something. He gave everything. He made sure that everything he earned, penny by penny, is allocated to his entire children. And finally when he came to Vrindavan, how did he come? Like a beggar. I will do Madhukari. I will sit around the roads of Vrindavan, near the Krishna Balram Mandir. I will have a big beard, like a beggar. I will sit there like this. I am a devotee of Krishna. Krishna laughed. So मेरे साथ ऐसे करेगा. Right? And then he had a plan. Whoever leaves the body in Vrindavan will go back to Goloka. So he planned like that. I will die in Vrindavan. See, I left everything and came now. My kids are nicely settled, so I can die in Vrindavan. Some problem came in his factory. His son called. You gave me the factory, but some problem came. Only you have to sign. One day I'll go and come. He went to Delhi, died in Delhi. You can't cheat Krishna. You want to cheat Krishna? Krishna is the greatest cheater. Greatest cheater. You can't fiddle with Krishna. Prabhupada told, right? Krishna is the greatest rascal. Because rascaldom also comes from him only.
Yes, once verse came.
Recently he was telling Prabhupada. So whatever you do, you can't make a fool of Krishna. I can sit here and talk whatever, but Krishna ko मालूम है क्या करता है, कौन है. Krishna knows everything, isn't it? So when you meditate on Krishna, you should think that Krishna knows everything. That is one of the most important things, right? Second, he who is the oldest, not oldest meaning like that big beard and the way Christians they show God. Somebody who just wants a wheelchair, struggling to be surviving God. Somebody with a whip, if you don't come to me, there go hell. No. What is Krishna? How is Krishna described for his youth? Nava Yavanam cha. Haribol Siddha. Very nice. Nava Yavanam cha. He is always young. Always a 16, 15-year-old boy. It is explained, Rukmini, even when she was a grandmother, used to look at Krishna and Krishna used to look just like that 16-year-old boy. Krishna was a grandfather. His son also used to look like a 16-year-old boy. And his grandson also is looking like a 16-year-old boy. The entire Yadu dynasty, his grandchildren, everybody are looking like a 16-year-old boy. No hair dye is needed. No parlor, nothing. Dwarka never had a parlor. Everybody are Nava Yavanamcha. Because Krishna's father, part of Krishna. And that's one of the reasons Krishna created a situation that they fought with each other and killed themselves. Because they can't survive without Krishna. They are so much in love with Krishna. And nobody can, and if they go mad, they can destroy the whole world. Because they are as equal and powerful as Krishna, the Vrishni dynasty. So Krishna planned it in such a way that his disappearance will also make the entire dynasty disappear. They all will go back with him. 12th canto explains, Acharya explained. That is one of the hidden reasons why such fight happened. They fought with each other on the beach and they killed each other. Because Krishna knew that if they are left without me here, they will go mad. And that in madness they will create more havoc in this world. They will just go mad. So better I take them with me rather before me. Right? So, he is the oldest. Who is the controller? Is Krishna controlling everything?
Yeah.
He is absolutely controlling everything. Absolutely. There is nothing which is not in his control. You should remember that. If your son is not getting good marks, who is controlling? No, your son has to study. So you have to study. You have to do your part, and then Krishna will control the rest. Right? Do your part, Krishna will control the rest. Okay. Who is smaller than the smallest? He is the smaller than the smallest and larger than the largest. Right? There is a verse in Ishopanishad that talks about this. Who is beyond all material conception? Meaning, you can't materially find out and discover and declare what Krishna is. He is beyond your material conception. It's explained that when Krishna comes, it's an insult to him to say that you look like a moon. It's an insult to Krishna that you look like a moon. But still, we use moon to glorify somebody we love or somebody we like. We say like that. So Krishna also sometimes we compare. He gives us that opportunity to compare. We cannot. With material conception, you cannot. So it's beyond your material vision. You should understand that. You are beyond your material vision. Beyond God is beyond our material conception. You should understand that. A lot of people, they get flattered by material things done by some Babas and Ammas. They say they are God. They stay like that. But Krishna is beyond that. I think I saw him in the moon. I can see his eyes also. You can see whatever you want in the moon. You can see ABCD also in the moon. But it is beyond material conception. You can't just say that, I think it was Krishna's eye only in the moon. Come out of that. When you're talking about God, when you're describing about God, don't describe him or don't limit him to what you can see and speak. Okay? So that's what Krishna is saying. Very clearly saying, who is smaller than the smallest, who is the maintainer of everything, and who is beyond all material conception. Who is inconceivable. Sometimes he is indescribable. Sometimes he cannot be understood also. It's very difficult to understand Krishna, but just because you can't understand Krishna doesn't mean that Krishna has done anything wrong. Every act of Krishna is transcendental. Janma, karma, chame, divyam. Everything is divine, everything that he does. Who is inconceivable and who is always a person. He is always a person. Why is Prabhupada saying he is always a person? Why is Prabhupada saying he is always a person?
Because many people think he was impersonal.
Yes. Yes. The tube light meditation is, the bulb meditation is, candle meditation, they'll think like that. We are not behind tube. We don't worship tube lights. We worship a person. But what is the greatness of Krishna being a person? What makes it beautiful when we meditate on him as a person?
Establish a relationship.
Yes, Lohish Prabhu said, we have a relationship with him. We reciprocate with him. We talk to him. We complain to him. Right? Can you imagine God who is impersonal? How can you pray somebody who is impersonal? You can't pray. That is why there is no bhakti. There is no bhakti where there is no Bhagavan. Bhagavan and Bhakta both are needed. There cannot be bhakti without that. So God is a person. He is a person. And Krishna, see, when somebody is a person, he may dislike some things, he may like some things. Isn't it? You did something and you can't expect Krishna to accept it. He might even say, whatever you did is nonsense. And you have to accept that he has told that it is nonsense. And then you try to do something according to his when you try to do something according to his interest, he might accept it. And that gives you more and more joy. Bhakti is very, very personal. Krishna is very, very personal. Guru Shishya Parampara is very personal. Guru is not somebody who is a concept. Who is a concept saying, Guru Tattva is there, Prabhu. He is my Guru. Yeah, Tattva. He has a Tattva. No, he is a person. Your Guru is a person. If he doesn't like something, he doesn't like something. That's what it means. He doesn't like something. And if he is not liking something that you do, that means you are not pleasing him and you are not pleasing Krishna. Right? All of us, one day, by God's grace, might get initiated here. And that's a very important thing because now you have a direct access to Krishna through your Guru. You please your Guru, he is pleased with you, you please Krishna. He is a person. Krishna is a person, Guru is a person. And both these people speak and you can speak to the person Guru. Once when my Guru Maharaj, as well as Radhanath Swami Maharaj, he left the US and he told in the, I don't remember the full pastime clearly, but he told his Shishyas and disciples in Chopati that please keep air conditioning in the hall. He told Gauranga Prabhu, I heard this pastime, somebody asked Puja. So please keep air conditioning in the hall. And Gaurang Prabhu told that to some 2-3 other devotees, and they planned like anything. Because he wanted devotees to peacefully sit and hear a 6-hour lecture, 5-hour lecture. They should be nice, they should not sweat, they should be very comfortable, they should be very happy. So he told there has to be nice air condition also. So they said, we'll put the air condition. So they spent a lot of money, they put the pipes from here, there. It should ultimately look like a temple, it should not look like a warehouse, after putting the whole thing, pipes everywhere. So they did everything. He completely finished everything, and they were like, yes, Gurudev will come and he'll tell, wow. But that did not happen like that. He came and he looked at everything and said, remove all this. This is not the way I told you to do it.
Shoo.
Gaurang Prabhu was like, where should I start? Kahan se? But he understood, if I am not pleasing my Guru, then the whole point is what? So they actually removed everything. Everything that was kept centralized air condition, everything was removed. And then he explained, I should wanted it like this, like this, like this. It should look like a temple. So every part of Chowpatty temple is the way Radhanath Swami's heart is. You want to see the shape of his heart? Look at Chowpatty temple's hall, Chowpatty temples, like that. You want to see the heart of Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj? You go to Ujjain and see his heart. Right? You want to see the heart of Jayapataka Maharaj? You go to see a Mayapur temple. It's his heart. They're very detailed, isn't it? Very detailed about it. This is how it should be. Like if you go to Hebri, you can see the heart of Bhakti Raghav Maharaj. Like this my temple should be, like this my ashram should be, here the cow should be, here the setup should be. That is their heart. And when you are working with Guru personally, you are pleasing them by implementing what they want. And immediately the reciprocation comes. So in Krishna consciousness, God is not a concept, Guru is not a concept. We are dealing with persons. Right? So when you please your Guru, like we all try to please His Grace Radhesham Prabhu whenever he comes here. Sometimes you want to say, every time Prabhuji tells, these many books, Itna Bhagavatam said, why do you think I tell that? I tell that because it pleases them. And why do you think it pleases them? Don't think that, it pleases them because we are telling them numbers. It pleases them because they are sure that we are engaged in devotional service. That's the most important. That's all it is, Don't think that you go and tell. I'll tell you one beautiful thing Radhesham Prabhu told. He told, it's not important if you come and tell me we have done 25,000 book distribution. But if you tell me every person in the Satsang has done one book, that pleases me more. Right? So it's about how much are we engaged in Krishna consciousness is very, very important. Once my Guru Maharaj came from America and he was giving a lecture and he looked at all the devotees in the hall. He had a grave look and then he called Gaurang Prabhu, Radhesham Prabhu, Govind Prabhu, 3 Gs. 4 G, I don't know, Gaur Gopal Prabhu. Anyway, so I'm just saying, he called the main congregation devotees and said, I'm getting a feeling that everybody doesn't have enough services. I'm getting a feeling that everybody doesn't have enough services. I don't know what you will do. I want every single person in the temple to get into a service. They have to have a personal service. Not just chanting, not just preaching. Service. There has to be a service. You are doing something. If you are all in service, Prabhuji and Mataji's, no Maya will touch you. Or even if it touches you, you can easily surpass it. Right? See, Maya puts you down. It bangs you down on the floor. Everything you did is all fallen apart. Most sinful side of you has come down. You look at yourself and say, what is the use of my devotion? And then you remember, 4 बजे को class है. 2 बजे को cooking करना है. खत्म. You just defeated Maya with your service. Isn't it? You understanding what I'm saying? If you have a service, you will be saved in Krishna consciousness. If you don't have a service, you are in a very, very dangerous situation. You can even leave Krishna consciousness. Get a service, personal service. It should be your offering to Prabhupada. Even last class I was telling Nityananda Rishi, every single person here has to find a service for himself. Don't come and ask me, Prabhuji, aap kal bole, kya service karu main? No. Find your service. Create your service. And do it for Krishna regularly. And Krishna will reciprocate. And when you do that, then you will see Krishna as a person. You will remember Krishna as a person when you do that service. Otherwise, Krishna is a concept. Krishna is a concept. Something like there is a supreme person. They tell he is all attractive. Maybe his name is Krishna. And Krishna has many names. He is one of his names. It will go like that. But if you remember him as a person, then you need to have a service for that person. Isn't it? A lot of people don't like the personal conception of God, especially Mayavadis, because they don't want to be rejected for their services. Or they don't want to be monitored. See, if I tell manager is on floor, sabhi kaam karo, that is not effective. The Murti is on floor. Amma, vachinda. Isn't it? Because what? The Murti word is very powerful. That fellow will catch everybody, he will mess with their appraisal, transfer them here and there. Murti vachinda panjala naina, he will vachinda. So personal. Right? Impersonalists don't have that. Impersonalist, manager vachindu. ISKCON, Murti vachindu. Amma vachinda. Right? They are very personal. Once I heard this from my Guru Maharaj, Radhanath Swami told, we follow regulative principles because we don't want to displease Krishna. Such a powerful statement, isn't it? We follow regulative principles because we want to achieve liberation. Interest nahi usme. Rasa nahi usme. Right? We follow regulative principles because that way I can focus my kundalini. We follow regulative principle, 2 inches will go up in the air. Huh? We follow regulative principles because it pleases Krishna. This is nice. Krishna is pleased. If you break regulative principles, Krishna is displeased. That really touches, isn't it? Huh? When you love somebody, you do it for that person, and that person is displeased when you do some things. You go and eat something that you are not supposed to eat. Immediately, Krishna is displeased. I should not have done that. Right? You go and see something that you should not be seeing. Krishna is displeased. I should not see this. So the power of our movement is a personal relationship with God. Yes, 7:30. You are on time. Hari Bol. That is called Vyavasayatmika Bhakti. No Bahushaka, you can go down. Yeah. Thank you very much. Yes. Yeah, so what was I saying? Decide what you want to do, here or there. Okay. Yeah, personal. Are you all with me, Prabhuji and Mataji? Anybody wants to share anything? How important? Yes, Mataji, you want to say something? You lifted your hand? Okay. Yeah. Yes, Prabhuji.
Here, Prabhupada is also saying that Krishna is a person. And also, here is smaller than the smallest and bigger than the biggest. He is everything unconceivable. So how to correlate between these two?
The person can do all these things. He is a person who can become smaller than smallest. He can become bigger than the biggest. And as a person, he is inconceivable. Right? He is undescribable, ununderstandable sometimes. The greatest of the yogis can't understand him. Bhagavatam explains. The greatest of the tapasvis cannot understand him, but a devotee can understand him. Right? So he is a person, and he also has all these things. Like that. He is the brightest. Yes, he is so effulgent. As a person, he is so effulgent. when you love somebody, Prabhuji, all the things become conceivable.
Because when we want to give a service, when we think about all those things, we'll feel like, oh, I can't give a service to all those things. But as a person, if I want to give a service, yes, I can offer some fruits, I can offer some water, because I can see him as a person. But when I conceive him like, oh, he's unconceivable, then how to offer service in that form?
Exactly. You can't do service in that form. That is the reason all these institutions don't have any service. They are more like business institutions. How many of you have attended a Mangalarti in ISKCON temple? Any ISKCON temple? You can tell me the sequence of activities that happen in ISKCON temple Mangalarti. Number 1, the conch shell blows. Number 2, the curtains open. Hari Bol, right? Beautiful Supreme Lord in his night dress.
Yes.
Right? And then Sansara Dava, if you are anywhere other than Vrindavan, which Vrindavan, Vibhavari station. Right? And then after the Mangalarati, the curtains are closed, Tulsi Aarti starts. Right? Narsimha Aarti. And then Tulsi Aarti. After Tulsi Aarti, what do you do? Shishtastikam prayers. 10 offenses you chant. And after that, one of my favorite activities happens. What is that? Before chanting. Obviously it's not my favorite. I struggle to chant even today. But one activity happens before chanting and after your entire aarti. What is that?
Announcement about good distribution.
Hari Bol! Yes. Akinchan Prabhu told me. What happens? A person takes a paper, he goes in front of Prabhupada and he announces, Prabhupada, by your mercy, devotees are very, by mercy and the mercy of the Supreme Lordships, we have done 22 big books, distribution, Hari Bol! We have done 12 small books, Hari Bol! And we are doing preparation for this, and we are constructing this side of the temple. The status is this is that is this. Announcement happened. Very personal. Have you seen that happening here? Nowhere else you will see. Only in ISKCON you will see. Because Prabhupada made the announcement system like that. He used to announce his course to his Guru Maharaj, Bhakti Siddhanta. You ask me to print books, it is happening. Distribution, yes, it's happening. Temples, yes, it's happening. Very personal. Very, very personal. Prabhupada was a very personal person in his dealings, not only with God, even with his own disciples. Prabhupada would look at, recently, His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj, he came live on the TV. Right? What was the time? What was the festival, Prabhu? He came for book distribution or no? In Amit's temple. So everybody sat. And then what was it?
No. It's about announcement of the extension.
Announcement of the extension temple.
And he asked,
right? So Jayapataka Maharaj came on the call, and the first thing that he speaks is, Shambhu Prabhu, what is that bandage on your hand?
Yes.
Are you? What happened?
Yes.
Is that okay? A person who is suffering with so many alignment problems, so many, organ problems, so many things in his body are not working right, and the only thing he sees is devotees' hand, some problems.
Are you okay?
Are you okay, Shambhu Prabhu? With so much difficulty, he is asking. And Shambhu Prabhu answers, oh Guru Maharaj, everything is okay. Personal.
He also asked, why are you not wearing masks?
Why are you not wearing mask? I am not asking you. He said, why you should be wearing mask like that? Very personal. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj is known for his personal dealings. Prabhujis and Matajis, preaching doesn't mean philosophy. Preaching is not philosophy, first of all. You should understand that. Preaching means personal care, personal attention, personal reciprocation. The relationship means personal reciprocation. When the personal reciprocation is not happening, automatically relationship goes through problems.
100%.
Right? Like me and my wife, we were, too many services, we are not talking to each other, we are running around here and there, issues started coming, but Aho Bilam fixed everything. Ugrastapa fixed everything. We were thrown down. And then we both are walking in the forest looking at each other's face. And my wife told me that, yes, we both are spending time with each other. Very good. Mamalla Narasimha Swami really made our relationship thick. 400 steps. Krishna. Right? So that is personal. It has to be personal. Prabhupada, he would ask devotees whether they have taken medicine. Whether they have taken medicine also, Prabhupada would ask. And whether medicine is sufficient, is it there? And once Prabhupada called one devotee, he was sitting there with some infection in his leg. He called him and he said, I have this medicine, you take it. And Prabhupada immediately removes his purse and he counts some money and he gives that money. You go buy medicine, go to that place, that person will give you this medicine, very good, you go buy it. Just imagine the love of a father for his children. Prabhupada had 10,000 disciples, but Prabhupada never made them feel that Guru is a concept. Why do you think people dedicated their life for Prabhupada?
Yes, that too in America, I think it is written in Prabhupada Lilananda.
Yes.
They were flat by his personal...
He used to cry for Prabhupada. When Prabhupada is coming in the airport, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada. They just cry like mad fellows. When your Guru comes, do you do that now? Prabhuji, chodonga. Nahi chodonga main. He has come to see you. Are we feeling that? We should feel like that. We should try to see the same Prabhupada coming through that Guru into our life. Right? So Prabhupada is very personal. Once one devotee, he was lifting Prabhupada in the last stages. He was lifting Prabhupada and taking him to one bed, from there to another bed. And Prabhupada was looking at him, and Prabhupada told him, thank you for taking care of me. Who will, thank you for taking care of me. Like that, the devotee, he started thinking, if I am not there, I am getting this service, I am doing so much for Prabhupada. And Prabhupada is, reciprocating, saying that thank you for taking care of me. And one day suddenly Prabhupada told, I am really worried, after I go, what will happen to you? So Prabhupada was actually worried about him. It's not that he was taken care by him. So, thank you very much for being with me. After I go, I don't know what will happen to you. So Prabhupada is such a personal Guru. Everything in bhakti is personal. There is one devotee I know in Hyderabad, when her Guru Maharaj came, of course she could afford that, but she did it. She went and bought a brand new Mercedes Benz. She could afford it. And first person who should sit in that Benz is my Guru Maharaj. Nobody else. She took that there. Now, is that showing of opulence or is it love? It's love. In whatever capacity you want to show it. Don't treat your Guru cheaply. Do the highest thing for a Guru. He doesn't expect it. I sent a recent video. Prabhupada is sitting and everybody are putting flowers on his feet. And they are doing Dandavat Pranam. Isn't it? Feels very egoistic, right? What kind of a person is he? He's an old man. So I said, Phul Dalwara, he's sitting like this, do it next, you come next, do it. No. In his mind, Prabhupada is thinking, these flowers are for my Gurudev. You are all giving these flowers to my Gurudev. And Prabhupada took the greatest austerity to teach fools and mudhas how to worship a Guru. For that he took the austerity of accepting to be a Guru. You understand? Prabhupada doesn't want to be a Guru. But how can he teach? How can he teach how to worship a Guru? There is no other way but to accept that. So when you do Abhishek of his feet, he's not happy. He's tolerating it. But he's doing it that, yes, I have to teach these people how to worship a Guru like God. Like God. How to worship a Guru like God. So he's accepting that. But a lot of people who are not in parampara don't understand that. You know, they think that this Guru, see, Bhagavan ban raha hai. No, Gurus actually do it as an austerity to teach us how to access Guru, how to be a personal servant, personal menial servant of a Guru. Madhavendra Puri's disciple, Ishwara Puri, he served Madhavendra Puri like a menial servant, cleaning, bathing, clothing, every little thing to his Guru. And what is the greatest gift he got? Ishwara Puri? He initiated Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. See Krishna's reciprocation, that because you served, nothing mystic, right? Curtain. because he served his Guru so menially, he served Madhavendra Puri so menially. Look at Krishna's reciprocation. He accepted to be a disciple of that devotee. Can you imagine how Krishna is planning for us? We can't imagine, right? We can't. God is humble, God is simple, God is accessible, God is merciful. No, but still can you plan something like this? He accepted Ishwara Puri as his Guru. He took Harinam from him and he became an ecstatic devotee distributing Harinam to the whole world from Ishwara Puri. Personal relationship. Even now in our society, when you see Jayapadaka Maharaj, how his disciples take care of him. Sometimes saliva is falling. They immediately go and clean. And maybe even his nature's call is taken care by his disciples. What do you think will happen to those disciples? And how fortunate are they? How fortunate are they that they are getting that service from him? The greatest advantage of taking initiation from Jayapataka Maharaj is mercifully gives those services. Otherwise, it's very difficult to get a service. Very, very difficult to get a service. Right? Gurus don't give services that easily. They don't want to give a service. They only want to keep serving. Like Loknath Maharaj. How many heard the pastimes of Narottam Das Thakur? In the last 2-3 days I have been sending it. Please, Prabhuji Dharma, please. 5 minutes suno yaar. So many times I am repeating in the Satsang. Listen to these daily things because they will enchant, they will encourage us in a spiritual life. Please, if you have not heard, go back to your house, spend exactly 7 minutes 4 seconds and 7 minutes 7 seconds. 14 minutes 11 seconds. And you will get the nectar of Narottam Das Thakur. How he accepted Lokanath Goswami. So beautifully it is explained. Right? Personal service. So remembering Guru, remembering God as a person is very, very important, who is always a person. So what are the meditations Krishna is talking here? Let's recap. Number 1, he who knows everything. When we are remembering God, repeat after me. He who knows everything. He who is the oldest. Who is the controller of everything. Who can be the smaller of the smallest. Who is the maintainer of everything. Is beyond material conception. Who is inconceivable. And who is always a person. Remember that, very important. Person. He is luminous like the sun, and is transcendental beyond the material nature. Jai. Now let us listen to Prabhupada. The process of thinking of the Supreme is mentioned in this verse. The foremost point is that he is not impersonal or void. One cannot meditate on something impersonal or void. That is very difficult. The process of thinking of Krishna, however, is very easy and is factually stated herein. First of all, the Lord is a Purusha, a person. We think of the person Rama and the person Krishna. And whether one thinks of Rama or of Krishna, what he is like is described in this verse of Bhagavad Gita. The Lord is Kavi. That is, he knows past, present and future, and therefore knows everything. He is the oldest personality because he is the origin of everything. Everything is born out of him. He is also the supreme controller of the universe, and he is a maintainer and instructor of humanity. He is a smaller than the smallest. The living entity is 1/10,000th part of the tip of a hair. But the Lord is so inconceivably small that he enters into the heart of that particle. Right? Yes, heart of this particle. Therefore, he is called smaller than the smallest. Yes. As the supreme, he can enter into the atom and into the heart of the smallest and control him as a super soul. Although so small, he is still all pervading and is maintaining everything. By him, all these plenary systems are sustained. We often wonder how these big planets are floating in the air. It is stated here that the Supreme Lord, by his inconceivable energy, is sustaining all these big planets and systems of galaxies. Such a beautiful explanation. The word achintya, inconceivable, is very significant in this connection. God's energy is beyond our conception, beyond our thinking jurisdiction, and is therefore called inconceivable, achintya. Who can argue this point? He pervades this material world and is yet beyond it. We cannot comprehend even this material world, which is insignificant compared to the spiritual world. So how can we comprehend what is beyond? Achintya means that which is beyond this material world, and that which our argument, logic and philosophical speculation cannot touch, and that which is inconceivable. Therefore, intelligent persons, avoiding useless argument and speculation, should accept what is stated in the scriptures like the Vedas, Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, and follow the principles they set down. This will lead one to understanding. Right? Beautiful purport, isn't it? Prabhupada explains so nicely that Krishna is inconceivable. You can't conceive him, but you can access him as a person. Right? And you can serve him also. How many here don't have an opportunity to serve Krishna? How many here have an opportunity to serve Krishna? Everybody has opportunity. In every position, every situation, you can serve him as a person. Right? But impersonal, you cannot serve. That's why all these mathas and these institutions who are based on impersonalism, they will not take you anywhere. They will not take you anywhere. There is no happiness also in those institutions because there is no personal reciprocation with God. But we are very fortunate. What is the definition of God that Prabhupada made in every place? The supreme personality of God head. There is a question of argument. He covered all corners. Is he the supreme? It's there. Is he a person? Personality. Is he God? Yes. No, I think there is one more. No, he is head. God head. Khatam. Nobody would even think of such a statement. It's not there in English dictionary.
Yes.
But Prabhupada created that word, and look at the whole ISKCON society. Every time we tell about Krishna, what do we say? Krishna, the supreme personality of God, head. Khatam. Jai Prabhupada. That is his love for Krishna. When you love somebody, you describe him in such a way that you cannot speculate with it anymore.
And bhakti as devotional service. That is another thing.
Bhakti means devotional service. Praveen Prabhu, very nice point. Bhakti doesn't mean devotion. Kankulo వచ్చేస్తుంది. అయ్యో ఫీలింగ్స్ ముచ్చబోతుంది. ఎవరికి కావాలా నీ కన్నీళ్ళు? ఎవరికి కావాలి నీ మూర్చుతాను? లేచి పని చేయి. డివోషనల్ సర్వీస్. అర్థమైందా? చాలా మంది ఉన్నారు ఇక్కడ. Go to book distribution. అదొకటి నా వల్ల కాదు. Cook for 20 people. నా వల్ల అవుతుంది. ఇవన్నీ కావు. కానీ దేవుడు అంటే ఏడుపులు వచ్చేస్తాయి. One lady, Sankrantiకి we had a cow, we had a bull that came into our society in my home, Kangireddu. So I went and walked with that Gangireddu. I was literally walking along with it. Because I was not sure who will come and create a problem. Because the secular Indians are still alive. They'll come and tell cow is a Hindu. Those idiots are still alive. So I wanted to make sure that those people are not, treated like that. So I was walking with the cow. One lady, she ran from block number 4. Now. She came like that. Wow, great devotee. I wanted to pay obeisances to her. ఎంత ప్రేమ నావు అంటే నాకు ఇన్ని ఆవులు ఎప్పుడు అంత ప్రేమ రాదు నాకు. వచ్చేసి ఆవు పట్టేసుకొని పెద్ద చాదర వేసేసి, చాదర కాదు పాత మసిగుడ్డ, ఇంట్లో పనికిరాని మసిగుడ్డ తీసుకుని దాన్ని వేసేసి, నిన్న రాత్రి నాకు కలలో వచ్చిందండి, గోమాత వస్తున్నదండి, నాకు కలలో వచ్చిందండి, అబ్బో అని ఇట్లా 10 రూపాయలు తీసిచ్చింది. 10 రూపాయలు గడ్డి పోచు రాదు, గడ్డి పోచు. You will not get a blade of grass for 10 rupees. That is also humbling. Trinadapi also will not come for 10 rupees. Blade of grass. What kind of devotion is that nonsense? You are living in a 3-bedroom flat, which is 1.5 crores. You are coming out with 10 rupees. That devotion. Right? You think Krishna will accept the 10 rupees? Krishna will accept the 10 rupees and he'll make sure that next life our salary is 10 rupees. 11 రూపాయలు కాదు, 10 రూపాయలే ఉంటుంది. But I'm telling you, devotional service. Devotional service. Devotion, no. Service. How are you serving? Look at our Parampara Prabhujan Mataji's. Rupa Goswami went and shouted on Raghunath Das Goswami that you are giving service to Krishna. What kind of a person are you? Why don't you simply sit in a proper bhajan kutir and do meditation? Because of you, Radharani is coming and keeping her, her chunni on your head. You are creating service for Krishna. What kind of person are you? Go, get lost from here. Go from here. What kind of people are these? They only want to serve. They only want to serve. Right? That is the standard. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati is saying, don't try to see God. Urki darshan, 10 pradakshina, 20 pradakshina. What God is pradakshina? Chimar kuda pradakshina chestunnai ikkada. Your ants are doing pradakshina. Monkeys unknowingly are doing pradakshina. There is a board outside the temple. If you go around 3 times around this temple, you have access to Goloka. Immediately karma candies will run. Pradakshina. 3 సార్లు కొట్టేస్తే అయిపోతా, 3 సార్లు కొట్టేస్తే వెళ్ళిపోతా, 3 సార్లు కొట్టేస్తే వెళ్ళిపోతా. ఎక్కడ పోతావు? కోతులు కూడా పోతున్నాయి. అది కాదు భగవంతుడు కావాల్సింది. భగవంతుడు యాక్చువల్లీ అది కాదు. అఫ్కోర్స్ చెయ్యి, ప్రదక్షిణ చేయి, నో ప్రాబ్లం. సర్వీస్. డోంట్ ట్రై టు సీ గాడ్ విత్ యువర్ ఐస్. సర్వ్ ఇన్ సచ్ ఎ వే దట్ గాడ్ కమ్స్ టు సీ. దట్ ఈస్ our ISKCON society. Go mad for Krishna. Do things for Krishna that Krishna comes to save us. Apra babu. కొంచెం టైమీ నాకు చంపుతున్నావు. నీకు చేయరాదు, చేయలేవు, దురుకుతావు. నీకు చేయరాదు, చేయలేవు, దురుకుతావు. దురికినది నేను కావాలి. That is what we should do. We can disturb Krishna. That is possible. We can surprise Krishna. That is also possible. Suddenly, you get up and say, 50 Bhagavad Gita అమ్మే వరకు ఇంటికి రాను నేను. కృష్ణుడు అందులో మళ్ళీ స్టార్ట్ చేస్తాడు. వీడి వల్ల కాదు, చెప్పడు, అక్కడ పట్టుకొని నిలబడతాడు, ఎవరన్నా వస్తే ఇట్లా నిలబడతాడు, అది ఎట్లా తీసుకుంటాడు. ఇప్పుడు నేను పంపించాలి, ఇప్పుడు 50 మందిని పంపించాలి. 50 మందిని పంపించాడు, తీసుకుంటే వచ్చేస్తాడు. Devotion service. Very good. Let's go forward. Hare Krishna. 8.10. प्रयाणकाले मनसा चलेन भक्त्या युक्तेन युक्तो योग बलेन चैव
भक्त्या युक्तो योगबलेन चैव
भ्रुवोर्मध्ये प्राणम् आवेश्य सम्यक्
भ्रुवोर्मध्ये प्राणम् आवेश्य सम्यक्
सतं परं पुरुषम् उपैति दिव्यम्
सतं परं पुरुषम् उपैति दिव्यम्
One who at the time of death fixes his life hair between the eyebrows and by the strength of yoga with an undeviating mind engages himself in remembering the Supreme Lord in full devotion shall certainly attain the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We all can meditate on this. Because everybody of us are going to be in this situation one day. Right? Everybody will be on that bed or floor, wherever we will be. And that last breath is going to come. And we just close our eyes and remember Him. That Krishna, throughout our life we have worked. I don't remember what service I have done for you, but I am sure you will remember whatever little I did. When we put deities to sleep, we say a mantra. When we put deities to sleep. What is that mantra? How does the mantra start? Suddenly went blank. No, when we put deities to sleep. Sadhu Ashadhu Karma Yadata Charitam Maya Tat Sarvam Bhagwan Vishnu Garadam Param Apam Samipe Shayashnage Divam Cha Rato Te Yatha Gacchata Yadaste Krintu Shukritam Kritam Maya Janardhane Stena Kritena Tushyatu Agaccha Shayanam Shri Guru. Right? What is that mantra? We are saying, whatever I did, Divaucha, Ratraucha, Yathacha, in the house, outside the house, during the day, during the night, whatever I did, please accept it as the best that I could do. And please take rest now. You put the deities to sleep. That is the more in devotion. Whatever I did in this life, you want to say something? Whatever I did in this life, right? Did I do perfect devotion? Did I do perfect chanting? Did I do perfect service? Did I respect people properly? Did I have the right attitude towards devotees? Krishna, whatever I did, please accept it. I tried to do my best with full sincerity. Now is the time for you to write my report card. Whatever you do is acceptable to me. Whether you take me back or whether you leave me here. Yatha tataha vidhato lampato mat prananatha sivanapara. I will remain your devotee. I will continue my devotion. Next life, wherever you give me the birth, whether it's in Gacibowli area or whether it's in Nagpur or Kanpur, I will find devotees. I will not leave you. I will continue in my devotion. You are free to do whatever you want to do. You can tightly embrace me or you can leave me broken hearted. These are the words of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Right? You can leave me broken hearted. You can ignore me also. See, somebody shouts at you, it's good. Somebody loves you, good. Somebody ignores you, very difficult. But devotee is even ready to be ignored. Very good. Balloons are very attractive. So next week the Satsang is in Lovesh Prabhu's house. It is Nitai Prabhu's birthday. And they want to do Harinam in their community. Yes, we all will go and do Harinam Sankirtan.
Is Rahul Gandhi coming?
Huh, Papu? What is it?
Is he coming?
Why you remembered him?
Last time he came.
Really?
That time big rally was going on.
Oh yeah. Narendra Gowda. Yes. So coming back, so whatever we do, submit it to Krishna and tell Krishna, you decide whatever you can. Whatever you can. कुछ भी decide करना करो. I have done my part. But when you are doing that prayer, you should be sincere in telling that have you done your part or no. How many of you feel you could have done better than what you have done? We always feel that. But that is devotee's heart. You always feel. It's a good feeling to have. I could have done better. 2020 marathon, I could have done better. 2021, I will try to do better. I will try to preach. I will try to share. I will try to cook better. I will try to clean better. Right? I am really praying that this year Jagannath Rath Yatra happens in ISKCON habits. And we all get to serve again.
Yes.
Yes. Happen? Hare Krishna. We want Jagannath. People are going desperate.
Yes. They're waiting.
People will cry, rolling on the floor. But that's okay. Where is the service? That's fine. But everybody is desperate to see Jagannath. Right? Every year Jagannath passes through those roads of Indiranagar and Chikadpalli and all that places, right? This year it did not. So people are desperate. And we have a chance of distributing prasadam. We have that service and it is patented and we will put a case. Put a case on Varada Krishna Prabhu if he changes anything. He is the festival in charge. Kerchief, towel, and yes, it's a great glorious service. And we will also sponsor the prasadam this time.
Yes.
The entire Hyderabad will do it.
Yes.
We'll do it. And we'll also go and cook. Try to assist them in cooking. Yes. So we'll ask them if we can do whatever that we can do on the prasadam department. Because our group is famous for prasadam. Other day Bhagavad Prabhu came to our group. So somebody was asking feedback. We were asking him. Told him, that was his feedback. I asked him, how did you feel about the Satsang? And he was telling that, yes. Okay. So one who at the time of, what is the time? 8. We'll stop with this verse. One who at the time of death fixes his life here between the eyebrows and with the strength of yoga, with an undeviating mind, engages himself in remembering the Supreme Lord in full devotion, will certainly attain the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I'll read the purport. In this verse, it is clearly stated that at the time of death, the mind must be fixed in devotion to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For those practiced in yoga, it is recommended that they raise the life force between the eyebrows to the Agnya Chakra. The practice of Sat Chakra Yoga involving meditation on the 6 chakras is suggested here. A pure devotee does not practice such yoga. But because he is always engaged in Krishna consciousness, at death he can remember the Supreme Personality of Godhead by His grace. Underline that word, by His grace. He has to allow us to remember. Matta Smriti Jnanam. This is explained in verse 14. The particular use of the word Yoga Balena is significant in this verse because without practice of yoga, whether Sat Chakra Yoga or Bhakti Yoga, one cannot come to this transcendental state of being at the time of death. One cannot suddenly remember the Supreme Lord at death. One must have practiced some yoga system, especially the system of Bhakti Yoga. Since one's mind at death is very disturbed, one should practice transcendence through yoga during one's life. Right? So, are we going to be disturbed at the time of death? Prabhuji's, we are going to be immensely disturbed at the time of death. Not ordinary. During Corona time, when people are put into hospitals, the best of the devotees felt fear. They felt fear. They should not admit anything that's wrong. They felt fear. And then they remembered Krishna, they felt calm. They actually said, remembering Krishna will immediately calm us down, because now we know where we are going to go. People who don't know where they are going to go, what is their situation? But we Krishna conscious devotees are so fortunate that we know where we are going to go, because we remember the chapter 8, verse number 7, 8, 9 and 10. We know what Krishna told. Only thing you have to do, Krishna, only thing you have to do is remember you, Krishna, 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 Krishna. That's it. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare. Just remember this. You don't have to do any extraordinary preparation, and we should be good. We'll finish this section. There is a section there. So, Yat Aksharam Veda Vidho Vadanti
Yadaksharam Veda Vido Vadanti
Visanti Yatayo Vitaraga
Vishanti Yatayo Vitaraga
Visanti Yatayo Vitaraga
Vishanti Yatayo Vitaraga
Yat Ichanto Brahmacharyam Charanti
Yadichanto Brahmacharyam Charanti
Tatte Padam Sangrahina Pravakshye
Tatte Padam Sangrahena Prakakshe.
Persons who are learned in the Vedas,
Persons who are learned in the Vedas,
who utter Omkara, and who are great sages, in the renounced order, enter into Brahman. Desiring such perfection, one practices celibacy. I shall now briefly explain to you this process by which one may attain salvation. So very clearly it is told, persons who focus on Omkara, where do they go? Brahman. Only to the effulgence of the Lord. Lord Shri Krishna has recommended to Arjuna the practice of Satchakra Yoga, in which one places the air of life between the eyebrows, taking it for granted that Arjuna might not know how to practice Satchakra Yoga. The Lord explains the process in the following verses. The Lord says that Brahman, although one without a second, has various manifestations and features. Especially for the impersonalists, the Akshara or Omkara, the syllable Om, is identical with Brahman. Krishna here explains the impersonal Brahman, into which the renounced order of sages enter. In the Vedic system of knowledge, students from the very beginning are taught to vibrate Om and learn of the ultimate impersonal Brahman by living with the spiritual master in complete celibacy. In this way, they realize two of Brahman's features. The practice is very essential for the student's advancement in spiritual life, but at the moment, such brahmachari, unmarried celibate life is not at all possible. The social construction of the world has changed so much that there is no possibility of one's practicing celibacy from the beginning of student life. Throughout the world, there are many institutions for different departments of knowledge, but there is no recognized institution where students can be educated in the brahmachari principles. Unless one practices celibacy, advancement in spiritual life is very difficult. Therefore, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has announced, according to the scriptural injunctions for this age of Kali, that in this age, no process of realizing the Supreme is possible except the chanting of the holy names of Lord Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So very clearly, Prabhupada is explaining that the process is told that you have to focus on Om and you have to maintain celibacy and you have to do all that. That's not possible today. Very difficult. Because we are not taught about celibacy from the very childhood. What celibacy are we talking about after going to colleges and in co-ed education and do all kinds of things and then you say you are a celibate? We are already destroyed, our conscience is already destroyed. Right? Celibacy means at the very beginning of life you are serving your guru. Right? From the what age Shankaracharya took sannyas? 7 or 8 years? 7. Yes. At what age? Why to go till Shankaracharya? Very recently, Pejawar Mat Swami Maharaj. At what age did he take sannyas? 8. It means 8. And he continued till the end of his life. Right? So such people are very rare. But they also took at such a young age so that they can be trained in those principles from the very beginning. Right? Very difficult. when we see the brahmacharis in ISKCON, we should fall at their feet and wash their feet. Not easy. Especially when you are in contact with material world for such a long time, and then you make a decision that you want to remain a celibate, you want to serve your guru, doing all these services, facing Maya face to face. It's very difficult. So Prabhupada very clearly acknowledged that also. Sarvadvarani samyamya Manohridi nirudhya cha Murdhyani adhyatmana param Murdhyani adhyatmana pranam Asito yoga dharanam Asito yoga dharanam Hare Krishna. The yogic situation is that of detachment from all sensual engagements, closing all the doors of the senses and fixing the mind on the heart and the life air at the top of the head. One establishes himself in yoga. Very difficult. We can't even understand the level at which is being discussed. But this was explained by Krishna to Arjuna, a process that impersonalists can also follow at that time. Purport. To practice yoga as suggested here, one first has to close the doors of all sense enjoyment. Khatam. This practice is called pratyahara, or withdrawing the senses from the sense objects. The sense organs for acquiring knowledge, the eyes, ears, nose, tongue and touch, should be fully controlled and should not be allowed to engage in self gratification. In this way, the mind focuses on the super soul in the heart and the life force is raised to the top of the head. In the 6th chapter, this process is described in detail. But as mentioned before, this practice is not practical in this age. The best process is Krishna Consciousness. If one is able to fix his mind on Krishna in devotional service, it is very easy for him to remain in an undisturbed transcendental trance or in samadhi. When we are in service, we are in samadhi. We don't have to do anything. We don't have to dig a hole with a JCB and go down and sit there and tell that I am in samadhi. That's not samadhi. Right? Samadhi means you are completely thinking and dedicating your life for Krishna. Right? If you see our Vaishnava Acharyas, did they take samadhi by going underground? Never. But that is not something glorifiable. You can also try. You can call for a JCB. You know what is a JCB, right? पूरा निकाल के अंदर जाके बैठो. उसके बाद ऊपर से कवर कर देंगे. फिर क्या करोगे? What will you do after that? Can you sit and meditate? No, I have told you. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So, samadhi is not about you going under something and sitting there and claiming that you are samadhi. That is third class samadhi. Third class samadhi. There are a lot of people who worship such people also, who took samadhi like that. The third class. Ideal class is what? Like Gaur Govind Maharaj. He is chanting, he is singing kirtan, and in the trance he left his body. He is serving, he is doing the service, and he left his body. That is samadhi. That is glorifiable samadhi. Right? Where you are serving and leaving his body. And who exemplified that in ISKCON? Srila Prabhupada. He was translating, giving purports till the very last minute, and he left his body. Tell me, is that samadhi more glorifiable or going underground and sitting and telling that I have taken samadhi? Samadhi means ultimately complete surrender to the Supreme Lord. Complete use of this body for the service of Supreme Lord. That is samadhi. And when we are all doing that services, We are in samadhi. We don't have to do a separate endeavor for samadhi. Right? Your chanting should be like samadhi. Your cooking should be like samadhi. Your cleaning should be like samadhi. Absolute in detail. Everything that you should do should be in detail. Your preparation for a class should be like a samadhi. That this is my best that I could do. Other day, Radheshan Prabhu was saying that it's better to hear the class of a junior many times because he comes prepared. I was like, really? I said, yeah. Prabhu, it is better to hear a class from a junior devotee because he will do the homework of going to ISKCON Desiratory, hear from 5 people, make the notes, write all the explanations, logical order, he'll come and do justice to the class. So he was saying, I never miss the opportunity of sitting and hear from a junior devotee. What is the purpose of going to a Bhagavatam class? To hear about the commentaries of great acharyas. Right? So samadhi. Even preparation for a class is a samadhi. Conducting a class is absolutely a samadhi. You're only thinking about, not me. I'm pramadi. Not samadhi. But you're thinking about Krishna. Krishna speaks through you. Many a times, even you don't know what you're going to speak next. Sometimes the answers come through Krishna. Today morning, when Mataji came to me in Mayam Avatar, I gave the class. She came to me and told, they're also listening to SSR, so things are working. So she heard SSR, she came and told me, Prabhuji, you told that Drona is not a right Brahmana because he was behind getting the kingdom from Drupada. So you called him Dvija Bandhu. Right? You called him Dvija Bandhu. Duryodhana calls him Dvija Uttama. The first, I think it's the 7th shloka. Yes. But you are telling that it's Dvija Bandhu because the Brahmana, he should not get angry. The Brahmana should never be angry and Brahmana should not do those things. He should not go after money. That is right. But how come Parashurama, who is also a son of a Brahmana, went ahead and killed so many people around? So what do you call? Is he a Dvijottama or is he a Dvijabandhu? Immediately, I'll drink water and come at all. I'm not prepared for this answer. Then I was drinking water like this. Do something. Izzat bachalo. Then actually the answer came. Maybe it is right. I'll again reconfirm. That Parashurama is above the Varnashram. He is neither a Brahmana nor a Kshatriya. He is Swayam Avatar of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Right? Chatur Varnam Maya Shreshtam Guna Karma Vibhagasha. I am the one who created Chatur Varnam. So the Supreme Lord can do anything. He can kill 20 times, 25 times also. All the Kshatriyas to create a whole harmony in the society. So I drank the water, I came to her and I told the answer. Like, yes, I think you are right. Ammaya Padipan. But where did this answer come from? Krishna saved. Right? Even the least of the person who wants to do service, Krishna gives that intelligence to answer. With full respect. And of course, now my duty is to clarify this. So Lalit Mohan Prabhu, please help me in whether my answer is right or not.
Regarding the first question, like Drona. So it is said actually Drona has intentions before teaching. So when you have intention but before teaching, it's not a teaching at all.
Correct.
That is a skill actually. You are giving him skill. But Daumya is Guru of all these Pandavas. Why? He doesn't have any intentions. So that is one thing.
The intention itself was wrong.
Yeah. Because he wants something from them, that is why he is teaching. That's not a teaching at all.
Correct. Did you all hear the answer?
Yes.
Prabhuji is saying that Drona had an intention even before he started teaching. That he wanted to create a set of arms, a set of soldiers who can go and conquer Drupada.
Yes.
So the whole teaching process is contaminated. There is no pure teaching in that. Of course. But the question on Parashurama.
Parashurama, you are right too.
Is it okay?
Yes, that is okay.
Yeah, but
he is beyond that.
he is beyond all that. That is one answer. But if Viraj Prabhu you can find, if you discuss with senior devotee, please clarify me back. Because we are in a parampara, we cannot speculate.
What is the point again?
The question is, Parshurama takes birth from a Brahmana. He is a Brahmana. So being a Brahmana, how can he become so angry that he goes and kills all the Kshatriyas around the planet? That is not a Brahmanical quality. That was the question.
That is a concern for his cow more than his, what you say, because he is so concerned with his with that cow, what is that cow? Surabhi. So it is always said that Go Seva is more important. Like recently I was coming through Bhagavatam on Satsang.
They are not able to hear.
Thank you, Prabhu. Recently, in this 9th canto of Bhagavatam, in the 2nd chapter, it is said, in the 1st chapter actually, Sudyamna becomes woman. And the son of Sudyamna, there are 4 sons for Sudyamna, and out of which one is Prashartha. So this Prashartha, what he takes of the service, they are all Kshatriyas, so they have been given with some services, and he chooses one service. That service is like, he will stay all the day and night awake, and he will, take care of the cows. And because of doing that service, he should remain brahmachari. Because night also he should continuously monitor the cows, whether they are cared for or not, whether they are being, attacked by some wild animals or not. So that is the vow he has taken, and he doesn't have any progeny then, and he will not have any progeny also. And it happens so that one night, one tiger comes into the cow shed, the Goshala, and then it will catch hold of one cow, and all the cows, will go hither and thither. And that night happens to be a Amavasya, and at the same time it is full raining, so he couldn't see at all. But only with his ears and all, he will go and he will just give a one good, shaft with his knife. And in the morning he will come to know that instead of killing the tiger, he killed the cow. So he actually takes the responsibility that, I have done something wrong. Now I will go and tell to my Guru Maharaj. And who is their Guru? Vashishta. And Vashishta means he is the genealogical forefathers of Ram. Who this person, Prashartha. So what happens is, Vasishta will become angry and he will curse him that you will become a Shudra in your next life. But serving the cow for so long, what he got is intelligence. What he has done, from that moment he left everything, and he just folded his palms and then he prayed to Vasishta, thank you so much that you have given me some curse, at least with this curse that whatever sin I have accumulated has been gone, and I am very, very thankful to you. And then he will go, and then in the forest he will meditate on Supreme Personality of Godhead continuously, and God will come in and take him. So even the curse of Vasishta will not work on person who serves the cow. So when this Parshuram got angry, there is a reason, because Surabhi was there actually. So cow is more important than our nature cow. Our Varnashram and all. Cow's important. Cow's service is more important. So once when I heard one class, in that it is said, ashram, it is beyond ashrama. Which ashrama you are, what you are, it doesn't matter. If it is coming to the service of cow, nothing comes into line.
Can you repeat about what was the whole incident because of which Parshurama got angry on Surabhi? Briefly, you can repeat it.
That 1,000-armed, Arjuna? Kartavira Arjuna will come for, donation. No, not donation, for, to make his, with all his entourage, to, take the...
He was taking rest actually while passing through the hunting.
While passing through the hunting, he will actually take rest, and, his mother actually will feed everyone, and then he will come to know, Kartavir Arjun will ask, how you are just, a Brahmana, and then how can you get all these things? Then Surabhi will actually give. Then he says, I want her, not you. Then that father of Parshuram said, no, I cannot give. then the thing starts, and the episode starts, it's a very lengthy story, but then the cow, because of Surabhi only all these things happen. The whole earth has been demolished, demolished. And Bhakti Vinod Thakur, in his book, he says that there is a caste known as caste caste. How it has come? It is only because of Parshram that caste has come. Because there are no, Kshatriyas left over in this world, whoever are there, the Brahmanas got, interlinked with Kshatriyas, Kshatriya Matajis and all. They had one more caste known as caste. That is how it has come. Because actually Bhakti Vinod Thakur belonged to that caste, so he explained how it has come. Yeah, so only for saving one cow, whole earth's Kshatriyas got destroyed. That is how it comes.
And one more theory which supports is for birth protection. It doesn't have to be Brahmana only who is responsible. We see in case of King Vena.
So I'll try to repeat, what you're telling, it's too low from there. So she's saying that to do cow protection, it doesn't have to be only Brahman. If you see the King Vena, repeat.
You see the King Vena, when he was not a good administrator, what did the Brahmanas do? They overpower him and they kill him. So in the two birth rights, when they are not good kings, as representative of God, and they don't rule their subjects properly, Brahmanas can take over their position.
Yes, Brahmanas can take over.
So on that line, Parashurama did the same thing. That theory supports that.
Hare Krishna, that's very good point here. So Parashurama took over the position of a Kshatriya in order to do that thing. Yes. Hare Krishna. How many of you know that there are very nice classes happening for Matajis morning and evening? How many of you don't know? Please lift your hand. So you can join the class. It's a conference call. What is the time it happens? 12 to 1. Bhagavatam. 9 to 9:30 Chaitanya Charitamrita. Only for Matajis. I am not allowed to sneak into the bedroom also when she is taking the class. It's a good thing. Every day they have this 1.5 hour of class for Matajis. I know you have a lot of responsibilities, children, cooking and so many things. But if you can join, please join. So every day you can be in touch with Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita. Very good. Yes. Yeah, so I think the last verse of this section, so I'll just read the verse in the translation quickly. 8.13. Om iti ekaksharam brahma vyaharan mam anushmarana vyaharan mam anusmaran ya prayati tajyan deham sayati paramam gatim. After being situated in this yoga practice and vibrating the sacred syllable Om, the supreme combination of letters, if one thinks of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and quits his body, he will certainly reach the spiritual planets. He has to still think of the Supreme Person. Remember that. Just by saying Om, he'll go to Brahman. But if he doesn't think, he has to think. That's very, very clearly being told by Lord Krishna. But it is clearly stated that Om, Brahman and Lord Krishna are not different. The impersonal sound of Krishna is Om, but the sound of Hare Krishna contains Om. The chanting of Hare Krishna mantra is clearly recommended for this age. So if one quits his body at the end of life chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, he certainly reaches one of the spiritual planets according to the mode of his practice. The devotees of Krishna enter the Krishna planet, Goloka Vrindavan. For the personalists, there are also innumerable other planets known as the Vaikuntha planets in the spiritual sky, whereas the impersonalists remain in the Brahma Jyotir, They will go and remain in the Brahma Jyotir, and there are verses which explain that they'll get bored sitting in tube lights, and then they'll get more bored, and finally they'll decide, let me go back to Gacibowli. They'll come here again. And then they'll attend Satsang, they'll start chanting 16 rounds, become more focused, and you can go back. See, when we go on yatra, sometimes when we are going on 10 cars, immediately Satya Prabhu says, Prabhuji, bus. Not bus for the yatra. See? Not bus meaning stop. Bus. Saying, let's take the bus. Right? Because we all want to go to the same place, isn't it? How many want to see the same faces in spiritual world? So let us be sure which planet we want to go. Because there are innumerable planets there.
Let's decide before.
Let's decide now only. Let's board the same bus. Our bus number is Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. That is the bus number. Remember, na? If you go some other mantra, then push. We can't help you. You will go somewhere else, then again transportation is a very big problem.
Tunga Vidya.
Huh?
Tunga Vidya.
Tunga Vidya. Yes. So we are ending here 8:30. So cows in VSK are very nice. Just an update. We are doing a fencing, refencing, and now there is a separate area for cows, calves, and bulls. And I'm also doing one small fundraising activity which I don't want you to sponsor, but I want you to encourage people who can, is to provide a summer shelter for the cows. Right? Because what is happening is, we are tying the cows in the summer. We are forced to tie them from 11 o'clock to 4 o'clock because the sun is so beaming. But right now they have been enjoying running around so far, and gives me a lot of pain to think that they'll be tied for such a long time. But if we have some temporary, not temporary, but sheds, proper sheds without a flooring, right on the ground, in 3 different places, they don't have to be tied. They'll just go and sit there whatever time they want. They'll come out whatever the time they want. And that will also save water during summer, because you don't have to clean the sheds anymore. They'll just walk around and urinate and put the cow dung anywhere they want. So I will call you in person, or you can call me in person. There is a small flyer that is designed by Lakshmikant Prabhu, of course, and also by Mehak Mataji. Very nice, very innovative flyer they made. And so there is no amount attached to it. Anything that people can give, we will mobilize that and create that sheds in the next 1 month if possible. If not possible, Krishna will make sure the sun cloud comes in front of sun. Like he did for Jayadratha, and things will be taken care. So no, don't take too much tension for this, but if whatever we can, together we'll do. Like Prabhuji said, there is nothing higher than serving cows. Actually, I was not prepared, not thinking to speak about this, but when Prabhuji told cow service is greater, I said, why not? Why not? There should be never, we should be satisfied with 3 things. We should never be satisfied with 3 things. Do you remember that thing? We should be satisfied with our wife or spouse. We should be satisfied with our guru. And we should be satisfied by whatever God gave us, wealth. Satisfied. We should never be satisfied with chanting the number of rounds. We should never be satisfied with charity. Right? And the third one, I forgot. I'm sorry. Learning, Shastra, yes. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Mataji even quoted the verse. Bona fide. Hare Bol. Yes. Thank you, Shri Mataji. So charity also we should never be satisfied. If you are getting satisfied with charity means charity diya hi nahi ab tak. So anyway, whatever little we can do. And see, I'll tell you one more thing. We started this program in my home avatar, and more than 100 people are coming. It's a grand, like I don't know why, how it is happening, it's happening. Families are coming, husband, wife and children together are coming, which is like an impossible thing in Kali Yuga. They're coming, the whole family. And we were spending a big amount for prasad. And I was wondering, Prabhuji, Mataji, kya karenge? I wrote to Radhesham Prabhu that Prabhuji, I don't know whether I can afford that much because it's almost like 40,000-50,000 a month. That's what you have to spend for every week prasad. Right? good apple. We want to give right prashad because philosophy will not go. Prashad will go.
Yes.
So that we were working and see how Prabhuji told, no, don't worry Prabhu, you do your part, Krishna will supply. And today 3 people came and they told, already 4 weeks prasadam is booked.
Hari Bol.
So, so that is how it is, right? I really am seeing again and again and again that if we take a little risk, Krishna is going to...
This is exactly what you do, Prabhuji. You take risk and Krishna will say, okay, man, now I have to.
Malli chaptadu. No, Krishna will tell, I don't know, but you all are telling. Malli chaptadu, Malli chaptadu.
No, Prabhuji, this is Krishna only.
No, but it's nice, I'm giving the confidence to you, and I strongly believe that this model that we implemented in Avatar this time can be repeated in all communities and colonies. So I will have a discussion with 7 of you and whoever else is interested to start similar thing in your society, right? And we can do this. It's already Balgar Prabhu is trying in my own jewel. We had a discussion yesterday night also, and I was telling him do it this way, that way. We're trying to get him in touch with some higher ups in my home constructions who can make it happen. ऊपर से नीचे से recommendation डाल के somehow I should break, because what has happened in Avatar is the video that we made, Mahesh Prabhu, that we edited, and that video went viral. And a lot of people now are opening up to the idea of doing such a thing in their community. Now they can't come and tell, we are secular Hindus, we cannot allow Bhagavad Gita to be taught, we want to learn Quran. That will never happen now. Because Quran, because we are secular, so you can even do Bhagavad Gita in a community. Such a big community with 3,000 houses doing it, that is very easy, right? So once the ice is broken, we can take that advantage. But the only thing I am telling you, probably I am very confident with mercy of Krishna that if we implement this model with right planning, you will get 100 people wherever you start it. So the next is prasadam, right? So we have to plan how prasadam can be arranged for so many people every week.
More Kartik Prabhus.
Huh? More Kartik Prabhus, or some of us have to take training under Kartik Prabhu.
Yes.
And know how to make, or Nilesh Prabhu. Nilesh Prabhu is already
Nilesh
here.
Prabhu.
Marathi. Mataji is here. Hare Krishna. Hari Bol. Chalo. Yeah.
One of my friends came.
Huh.
Actually, because of him only I connected to ISKCON.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Where is he? Is he here?
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Ji bol.
Vardhamana Pradakshika Guru. And Shiksha Guru also. Vilas. Huh? Rambabu, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandotram. Hare Bol. Rambabu Prabhu ki Jai. Hare Bol. Thank you, Prabhuji, for connecting Raju Prabhu. And he is coming here and really associating, giving his association.
Actually, he is already interested to it, so it's kind of.
Hare Krishna.
We classes to when he was in Hyderabad.
Oh, really?
I stayed here for 1 year.
Acha, acha. Hare
So he
Krishna.
knows you and
You were the contact whom Balwant Prabhu gave? No. There's some other
he
duty.
recently
Sorry.
moved to US now. He's working.
Acha.
He's trying to go tomorrow. So he's
Actually, I'm traveling to US. So.
Oh, you're going to US?
tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning. Hare Krishna, Hare Bol. Which part of US is it?
California, Silicon Valley.
Silicon Valley. There one great Maharathi Vaishnav is there. His name is Vaisheshik Prabhu. You go 5 meters near him, he'll take you back to your head in 1 minute. So you are going to the right place, the right person, the right place. You have met him before? Sure.
I met him there.
Yeah, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Amazing community, vibrant community.
He's a very sincere person.
Yes, that's why he's going to Vaisheshik Prabhu. So, yes, Hari Bol.
After seeing his name, Amit Yusin he realized.
You surrendered.
He is already interested also.
Right. So this is called devotional
Raju
relationship.
told me you got a Prabhuji earlier.
Huh?
Raju,
Earlier, actually,
like
I
it is,
No, wait, Mataji is talking.
Raju is like it is Prabhuji. When I ask her, let's go to temple, he'll say, why we need to go to temple? I said, ప్రశాంతంగా ఉంటుంది అంటే ఇక్కడ లేదా ప్రశాంతత ఇంట్లో అని అంటే అనేవాడు అలాంటిది
సినిమా ఉందా? తర్వాత ఏం చేశాను?
నేనేం చేయలేదు.
రాంబాబు ప్రభు వచ్చి కన్వర్షన్ అయిపోయింది. This is called true friendship. This is called the only friendship. Huh? Yes. Yes. So, I mean, this is friendship, right? I mean, this is the greatest gift. We got the greatest gift from Rambabu. There is nothing greater than Krishna. There is nothing greater than Bhagavad Gita. There is nothing greater than devotee association. Right? So you got everything from him. So he is your Shiksha Guru, Vardhamana Pradakshik Guru. And you should pray for him and his family. Yes, we should never forget the one who has brought us to Krishna Consciousness.
We always
Because
remember them.
yes. Yes.
Today Satsang is going on.
Hare Krishna. Where do you staying here close by?
Today, tomorrow morning he has flight.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Prabhuji, all the best. Please convey my humble obeisances to Vaisheshika Prabhu. He doesn't know me, but I know him. He is a wonderful Vaishnava. Yes, and all the best for your spiritual journey. And please inspire many Raju Prabhus so that we have growing association everywhere. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Let's chant 3 times Hare Krishna mantra for the spiritual journey progress in Silicon Valley.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hari Bol. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. And your Mataji?
She is Lavanya, my wife.
Yeah, what is the name?
Lavanya.
Lavanya Mataji. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. We are getting introduced to you and you are also leaving on the same day. That is a little sad, but we should have known you more while you were here. But anyway, Krishna will make an arrangement again. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. And let us thank Raju Prabhu and Shirsha Mataji for arranging such a nice satsang with social distancing in their house. So, and like in the beginning I told, what do you remember 1 year back? I remember only curry puff. So Mataji made that curry puff prasadam today also. Hare Krishna. Namaste Narasimha. Namaste Narasimha. Prahlada Nagadari Hiranyakashi Purvakshah. Jai Jagadish Hare, Jai Jagadish Hare, Jai Jagadish जगदीश अद्भुत जय जगदीश जय जगदीश जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय 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 प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय 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 गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव जय जय हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल भक्त विघ्नाश नृसिंहदेव भगवान की जय। भक्त शिरोमणि प्रहलाद महाराज की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। दयो विष्णुपाद परमहंस प्रादिकाचार्य स्तोत्र डिवाइन ग्रेस एसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। विष्णुपाद परमहंस प्रादिकाचार्य स्तोत्र डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर गोस्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद नवाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव प्रेम से बोलो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि गौर भक्त वृंद की ओम श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ राधकुंड श्याम कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन श्री नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की पुण्य क्षेत्र वृंदावन धाम की गंगे माई की जय यमुने माई की जय भक्ति देव की जय कलियुग पावन तुलसी महाराज की जय हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय ट्रांसजेंडर बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की जय ट्रांसजेंडर प्रसाद डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की जय निताई गौर हरि प्रेमानंदे ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द असेंबल्ड डिवोटीज ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द असेंबल्ड डिवोटीज ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द असेंबल्ड डिवोटीज ऑल ग्लोरीज टू श्री गुरु एंड श्री गौरांग वंचा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिद्धोभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय हरि बोल हरे कृष्णा महाप्रसादे गोविंदे नाम ब्राह्मणे वैष्णवे स्वल्प पुण्य